For the guidance of the members, the proceeding before the Justice Committee may be summarized into 5 steps. The first step is the determination of sufficiency in form. We are done already with that. Second step is the determination of sufficiency in substance. We are done already with that. Our third step is the filing of responsive pleadings. That includes the answer, the reply, and the rejoinder if there's no waiver of the filing of reply. These pleadings will be used for the purpose of the determination of sufficiency in ground. The next is the fourth step. That is the hearing proper. Notwithstanding the failure of the answer of the respondent to address the specific allegations of offenses and grounds, the respondent can still present their evidence during the hearing proper.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
To complete the steps after the fourth step, when we are done with the presentation of all the evidence and witnesses of both the complainant and the respondent, we proceed to step 5. That is the determination of probable cause, where the justice members will vote by the majority of all the members. This time, this is not a simple majority. This is majority of all the members, which means it includes even those who are not attending the committee hearing. Before I call the Honorable Marcoleta, I wish to acknowledge the Honorable Brian Po, Vice Chairperson, of course, of the Committee on Justice from FPJ Panday Bayanihan Party List. We also acknowledge the Honorable Bernadette S. Barbers from the 2nd District of Surigao del Norte. We acknowledge as well the Honorable Ramon Rodrigo L. Gutierrez, Deputy Majority Leader from One Rider Party List. We acknowledge the Honorable Ana Victoria Veloso Tuason, Deputy Majority Leader. We also acknowledge the Honorable Janice Degamo from the 3rd District of Negros Oriental. We thank and acknowledge the presence of our senior Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Ferdinand L. Hernandez from the 2nd District of South Cotabato. We also acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Julian Jam Baronda, Deputy Majority Leader. We acknowledge as well the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Yaser Alonto Balindong. We also acknowledge Deputy Speaker Janet J. Garin, Deputy Speaker Jefferson F. Conghon, Deputy Minority Leader Honorable Reynolds Michael T. Tan, and Deputy Majority Leader Honorable Hill Cabarangay A. Acosta Jr. To all the justice members and ex-officio members who are here today, thank you for coming. If there are no other, the Honorable Marcoleta is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just would like to manifest, since I was Chief of Staff here way back 2004 up to 2024, I've witnessed impeachment proceedings against presidents, one ombudsman, one Chief Justice. Pero wala pa po akong narinig na pag-uusap tungkol sa sufficiency in grounds. Ang naririnig ko lang lagi, sufficiency in form and substance. Ngayon ko lang po yata narinig itong bago na rule na ito, sufficiency in grounds. Could you please clarify me on
For
this?
the satisfaction of the Honorable Marcoleta, please allow the Chair to read Section 7 of the Rules of Impeachment of the House of Representatives adopted by the 20th Congress of the Philippines. Section 7, Submission of Evidence and Memoranda. After receipt of the pleadings, affidavit and counter-affidavits, and relevant documents provided for in Section 6, or the expiration of the time within which they may be filed, the committee shall determine whether the complaint alleges sufficient grounds for impeachment. That is for the satisfaction of the Honorable Marcoleta.
May I know, Madam Chair, when the rules were promulgated?
This
was not
has
furnished a
been the
copy.
rules of impeachment of the 19th Congress, which the 20th Congress adopted.
So it's not new. Hindi po siya bago.
This
nga-
has been part of the previous rules which were used during the past impeachment processes.
Opo, kasi bago lang po sa akin yung sufficiency in grounds. Hindi ko po narinig yan sa mga dating proceedings. Yun lang po. Salamat po.
There are no other manifestations on the third impeachment complaint, then we are calling the endorser of the fourth impeachment complaint to manifest their position on the sufficiency in ground.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Deputy Speaker Paulo Ortega.
together with my co-endorser, the Honorable Bienvenido Abante, batay naman po sa ating manifestation at waiver po na pinadala, nakikita naman po natin na wala pong direktang mga sagot at puro general allegations, general po na denials lang po yung sagot at kahit anumang kasunod dito o dagdag ay magkukos lang po ng further delay. So, I submit, Madam Chair. Thank you.
We've heard the position of the endorser of Cabrera et al. Complaint. The floor is now open for manifestation of the justice members on the sufficiency in ground of the fourth impeachment complaint.
Madam Chair,
The Honorable Ridon.
na-deliberate na po previously yung ilan po sa mga punto on due process and yung pong kawalan po ng ultimate facts, supposedly. Yan po yung posisyon ng answer ad cautelam ng atin pong pangalawang Pangulo. Hindi ko na po yun uulitin dahil clearly no due process violations had been done against the Vice President. This is precisely her opportunity through this answer to undertake all of these due process mechanisms. Pero she did not avail of it and had in fact submitted what we deem as a non-answer. So yun po yung una on due process. Secondly, on ultimate facts, yung pong makasama natin kanina, binanggit na ho nila na hindi ho totoo na wala pong pagbanggit ng ultimate facts on confidential funds, on the death threats against the President, the First Lady, and the former House Speaker. Yung po usapin ng SALN, all of the documentation, all of the evidence had been submitted by the two complaints at ito po yung mga papatunayan in each and every step of the proceeding. So hindi po ito totoo na wala pong ultimate facts. But as a final point, Madam Chair, gusto kong banggitin yung binabanggit nilang double standard ng komite sa papatupad ng atin pong rules on the President's impeachment and on the Vice President's impeachment. Hindi po totoo na meron pong double standard dito. Kasi wala akong pwedeng paghambing on how the committee had undertaken both impeachment proceedings. Kasi sa una't una, in the President's impeachment, ano ho ba yung laman nung po mga submissions doon po sa impeachment complaint ng particular po ng mga binasurang complaints? Una, karamihan po doon mga news articles lang po yung binabanggit po nila. Pangalawa, meron po doon binabanggit na ebidensya, unauthenticated video document. Ibig sabihin, walang affidavit. Yung po nga submission po ng ebidensya po na yun. But as compared to the Vice President's impeachment complaints, ano yung pinag-uusapan natin ebidensya at dokumentasyon sa bagay po na ito? Una, COA reports relating to the misuse of confidential funds. Notice of disallowance ordering the Office of the Vice President to return ito pong at least 70 million in a supposed misuse of confidential funds. Second, yung pong video documentation of the press conference of the Vice President, kung saan siya po ay nagbanta laban sa Pangulo, First Lady, at dating House Speaker. Video documentation kung saan sinasabi niya na gusto niyang pugutan ng ulo ang Pangulo ng Pilipinas at iba pa hong mga katulad ng mga video documentation. Pangatlo, pagbabanggit po ng Statement of Assets, Liabilities, Net Worth ng atin pong pangalawang Pangulo kung saan pinag-uusapan po yung paglobo ng kanyang yaman from 7 million in 2007 to 88 million in 2024. Ito po yung mga documentation, ebidensya that exists sa impeachment complaint against the Vice President. And lastly, yung pong Madriaga Affidavit, which is something that has been signed and will be tested on credibility as soon as we get to hearing proper. So, Madam Chair, wala hong batayan. Yung binabanggit po ng answer at kautelam ng pangalawang Pangulo that the House Committee on Justice had implemented two standards on the President's impeachment and on the Vice President's impeachment. Malinaw po yung standard dito. The standard is based on our rules, on our constitutional mandate, and on the principle of due process and fairness. No? So, tingin ko, the committee should proceed with the determination of sufficiency in grounds, and we have to be able to vote on it today, Madam Chair, and move forward. Maraming salamat po.